Hey guys, this is the Mad Chief here, and today we're going to be comparing Fortnite Battle Royale versus Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode, which is Call of Duty's own home-cooked version of Battle Royale. So, can't wait. Let's get into it. Well, as you guys know, Fortnite starts out with you being airdropped over the island, obviously out of a flying school bus, because what's more original than that? Now, Black Ops 4 Blackout is very similar, except it is out of multiple helicopters instead, which makes sense. Now, you'll see I start off by collecting both supplies, being weapons and other things that I might need, as well as raw materials, which cover wood, brick, and metal. You'll see why we need the raw materials a little bit later, but I gotta say that I really like how they spread materials around on the map, as in guns and different things. It's really nice. And then you see crazy looking stuff like this purple llama with things inside that have even more materials. I just think it's really well done. And then after this, we get to the different modes Fortnite has. Right now, this is basically a dance-off mode that I'm currently in. There are multiple dance floors, and there's a blue team and a red team. The more dance floors you capture, the more points you get. And whichever team makes it to 100 points first wins. And as the time goes on, each dance floor gets worth more and more points to make it more competitive. These are just some of the crazy things that Fortnite has that make it really awesome. Now we're getting into the building mechanic. I'm using wood that I collected earlier to actually build walls to barricade myself in here to protect myself from the enemy team, the red team. You can build walls, you can build ramps. The cool thing is if you build more like a platform type thing, it'll literally suspend itself in the air, which allows you to literally build ramps straight up, and you can do some cool things. If somebody's shooting at you, you can quickly build a wall right in front of you to help protect yourself. And just stuff like that I think is really well done with that specific build mechanic that allows you to create forts, create temporary barriers, get to places that wouldn't otherwise be accessible. I think that's really well done. Now, I think the size of the map is really good, and it really helps to add to the success of the game and the game being enjoyable. And on top of that, there is also essentially a big circle that forms early on in the game, and incrementally as the game goes on, the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and anybody who's caught outside of the circle very quickly dies. And so basically what that does is that forces the playable area that people can be in to shrink. So that forces people closer and closer to each other as the game goes on, thus forcing eliminations to bring about the ultimate goal, which is to have one winner over the rest. And of course there's different strategies for prevailing to that spot, but just the large map combined with the shrinking circle that forces players to come together in tighter quarters, I think, is a real ingenious concept, so to say, and it really helps the game. But that's more of a general thing for battle royale games in general. I have to say that the fluency of controls for this game is also really well done. I've played other games where the controls are just horrible and they really break the whole thing, but that's not an issue in my opinion with this game right here at all. Now, as far as the graphics go, the graphics in this game aren't photorealism, but they don't strive for photorealism either. And in what they are, I think they're actually really good. And there's actually a benefit to them not being photorealistic, and that is the fact that um, lower-end computers and consoles now have the ability to play this game in Fortnite Battle Royale in higher quality settings because not as many resources are required to be able to run the game as if the graphics were photorealistic. The other thing I like about it is its marketing strategy. This game is free for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, what costs is if you want to buy their aesthetical upgrades. And so what happens is people start playing it because it's free, and they love it. And then, after that, they automatically just start gravitating towards spending money to look cooler in a game they really enjoy. And Epic Games, the developers of Fortnite Battle Royale, just started making a ton of money. It's really quite ingenious. Overall, though, I would have to give Fortnite Battle Royale an A+ rating for just being a stellar game all the way around. Now, for Black Ops 4 Blackout Battle Royale, you'll see here how it starts very similarly to Fortnite Battle Royale, just jumping out of helicopters instead of a big party bus that flies. Other than that, that's where the differences start to become apparent. Unlike how Fortnite has the whole build mechanic, where you can collect raw materials and then build structures, nothing like that exists here within Black Ops 4's Blackout mode. So that's one. Other than that, the similarities that Black Ops 4 Blackout and Fortnite share here are going to be the size of the map. They're both very similarly sized. They both have the shrinking circle mechanic, where if you get caught outside the circle when it shrinks, you're going to very quickly die unless you get back inside the circle to the safe zone. They're both very similar that way. Also, since this is a Call of Duty game right here, it automatically, at least in my opinion, comes pre-packaged with very fluent controls. I've always been a fan of the layout and the type of control scheme that Call of Duty games come with, and this is no different. Very easy to use. And also, very similar to Fortnite's Battle Royale, Blackout's Battle Royale right here, I would also say has a very good spread of weapons and equipment and gear throughout the whole map. As you saw there, I found a lot of different things in that house, and from my experience, all the houses across this map are like that, as well as the buildings, little sheds, all that stuff. It's not hard to be able to find stuff, and that again I think really helps to make the game playable. Now, something that I didn't get a chance to show you in Fortnite was that there are actually a few golf carts on the map that if you know where to find them, you can actually drive them. And as you see right now, they're in Black Ops 4 Blackout, there are ATVs you can drive. Now, there's also some service trucks here you can drive. And another place that Blackout starts to really differ from Fortnite is that there's actually some helicopters scattered around Blackout's map that you can actually fly and pilot around the map itself. Now, as of this video, Fortnite does not have any flying vehicles that you can pilot in their map. So that's definitely one area that I would say helps make Blackout stand out from Fortnite. Now, a major area where I would say that Black Ops 4 Blackout has a major advantage over Fortnite would be in the quality of their graphics. Now, this isn't something I fault Fortnite on because this is not what they were specifically trying to do. Photorealism for Fortnite was not their goal, but that was obviously a goal of Blackouts. Now, I must say, from my experience, it does produce higher quality results on playing on a very decked out computer versus Xbox per se, but it's still good on Xbox. The point is that the graphics here that you're seeing right now are something to the degree that could be mistaken to the untrained eye as a real photo. And that, in my opinion, is something that is a major bonus, so to say. It adds value to the game. And along with that improvement, along with that plus, that also helps to add realism of war, so to say. It makes what the game portrays, what Blackout portrays, so much more lifelike. But all that being said, I would have to give Blackout an A-, and only an A-, because I think some of the aspects of the game they made a bit too realistic, and I think that detracts a bit from it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's still great fun to play, and I would still recommend it just as much as Fortnite. Thanks for taking the time to watch this today, and if you liked it, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and a like. And if you have certain games you'd like me to do an analysis of, a walkthrough on, or if you've found glitches in it that you'd like me to explore for you, please let me know about those in the comments as well. I would love to hear about them. This has been the Mad Chief. Until next time.